Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. Your buddy CJ here, talking about all things in the automotive industry, the car enthusiast, hobby, and gearhead stuff in general. This is the place to be for all the good discussion for those of us who love cars and all things cars and this hobby so much. So welcome, everybody. Love you guys. Glad you're here. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to leave me some comments. I'll address and respond to all the comments I can. Love to hear from you. Let's get into this. So today I had to go on here. There's been some updates. We're going to dedicate this episode. It's going to be kind of brief, but we're going to talk about the future of car dealerships and a little bit about the current state. We're going to talk about the FTC cars rule again. This is fast becoming my favorite topic, but it's important. I think it's an important moment in the automotive retail industry, talking to you car dealers. And it's an important moment for us as consumers, kind of exciting. There's some cool things happening. I also want to talk about the rise of online car transactions for consumers, the rise of the retail market in the realm of places like Amazon. We're going to talk about Amazon's announcement, fairly recent announcement with Hyundai, where they're going to be going to market together. Just like you buy your coffee and your slippers and your new headphones on Amazon and they're delivered and it's a seamless transaction, Amazon's going to do the same thing with the automotive industry and retail car sales. Watch them do it. They're not going to do it overnight, but it's coming. It's coming. So let's get right to it. Dealerships, y'all need to wake up. Your business model is ancient. It's fallen by the wayside. Time to evolve. And those that know me, and I'll say this, I'm not anti-business. I'm pro-business, but I'm also pro-consumer, and I'm pro-innovation. So that's why I guess, I get a little hot under the collar, maybe. Get a little hot under the collar when I see the resistance and the response from the dealerships and the trade associations in the dealership realm, who are dead set against the Federal Trade Commission's Combating Auto Retail Scams CARS rule. I've got a whole nother episode. I'll link it in the description on the FTC CARS rule, what it is. But in general, this new FTC ruling provides protections to you and I, to all consumers. And as I noted in my previous episode, it particularly provides protections to our most vulnerable consumers. And it shouldn't be looked at as such a terrible, awful burden and overstepping on the part of the government by the dealership. Stop it. Stop saying that. If disclosing the true cash price available and what's actually paid versus financing charges, if obtaining my consent as a consumer, if these are burdens to you, dealerships, you've got a problem with your business model. Stop the nonsense. Stop the foolishness. If you've got a problem with being transparent with me and with the average buyer on what these add-ons are they optional? Are they OEM, original equipment manufacturer, installed, or were they installed by the dealership? And are they options for me, whether it's nitrogen in my tires, or the rims, or the window tint, or the interior seat protection? If you don't disclose to me in a transparent manner all of the above around add-ons, if you're reluctant to want to disclose that to me, then there is a problem. You've got shady business practices. Be real. And by the way, that's a really bad look, dealerships, trade organizations. That's a really bad look because when I read this FTC CARS rule, principles-based, it's directionally correct. The business principles of eliminating misrepresentations on the dealership to the consumer, on obtaining the consumer's consent in a clear and concise manner, these are really important, good principles. And if you dealership or trade organization representing the dealers are dead set against this, you're going to get the stink eye from a lot of consumers and potentially from some of your peers in industry who are already doing it right. Shout out to the dealerships who are already doing it right. I told you I'm not here to bash the dealerships. But I am all about doing what's right on the part of the consumer in the spirit of transparency and ethics. Stop playing the games and stop with the predatory approach and tactics with people like those that live on military bases. Stop taking advantage of these young people. They get their bonus, they get their checks. They walk onto your dealership. Stop foaming at the mouth and taking advantage of these young people. Not every dealership does it, but many do. That's why the Fed has stepped in. The FTC is working on our behalf in those instances. Unfortunately, not everybody's eyes wide open when they go into a dealership. They should be. I'll be the first to say it. But not everybody is. And these dealerships, some of them, are taking advantage of people. It's notorious around military bases. Yeah, we'll give you that Dodge Challenger or the Ford Mustang or the Jeep. You talk about hidden charges and add-ons. Read the fine print. Unfortunately, these young people don't, because it's not communicated in a conspicuous manner. Okay? It's inconspicuous. So again, I used the example in my other episode. The $40,000 vehicle, they're actually paying $60,000 or maybe $70,000 for it due to the financing charges that were never clearly disclosed. They got to keep the car a minimum of 2 years. They can't leave the state. There's tons of add-ons that they're paying for. And these young people, listen, again, I'll acknowledge it. Maybe they're not making rational decisions. It's an emotional buy. But shame on you dealerships to take advantage of it. And it's not just the young people at the military bases. I'm using that as a use case because it's a layup where you say this regulation mandates a foundation of transparency, communication, consent, and stop with the misrepresentations and the shady tactics. Why do you think it's a joke when many of us talk about the car salesman? I hate to say that. I have friends who are car salesmen, but it's almost become a meme. There you go. Why? Because there's these shady, non-transparent tactics. There's the old bait and switch. The last minute fees and charges, the finance, all of the above. I'm not going to get into the details of the FTC Cars Rule on this podcast episode. I got a whole other episode dedicated to it. But I'm telling you now, dealerships, the tide is coming in, and you better get ready for it. Like, if you are dead set against the principles in that Cars Rule, you got problems. Because these are things that many dealerships have been doing for years, and it's the right thing to do. Do the right thing. Foundation, again, I'll say it, for many people, the purchase of a new car, even a used car, will be one of the largest, most significant material and even complex transactions they might ever have. It's not like you're buying 5 pounds of potatoes at the grocery store. There's implications, long-term financing implications, credit implications. The numbers are large. There's a tax component. There's all kinds of things to be considered. Yet these people, when they walk into a dealership, have no advocate working on their behalf. The dealership is not your friend, people. They want to separate you from what's in your pocket. They don't want you walking off the lot without signing on the line that's dotted. All right, so let's be real. When you buy a house, you buy a condominium, you at least have an attorney in your corner. You at least have a real estate agent who works on your behalf. Not so in the realm of buying a new or used car. The FTC Cars Rule, I am a proponent. Dealerships, you should embrace it as well. It's a bad look. Y'all look real bad standing up there, and shame on you trying to fight this thing because, the disclosures introduce too much complexity. Stop it. What that tells me is you want a very simple transaction for you that's not transparent. Because these things are not hard to disclose. There's software and applications that can make it dead easy. I want to pivot now. So that's one thing for dealerships to consider. Okay? And this is survival mode. Guys, for those who follow a bit of the finance and the fiscal aspects of the dealership and the automotive industry, did you know that things have normalized and are continuing to normalize? Overall, the average dealership's revenue is down 20% year over year. Okay? They were printing money. They were making money, great guns, at your expense and my expense during COVID. Don't let them tell you any different. And by the way, supply and demand. I'm not anti-business. Supply and demand. The market was what it was. And you can question whether, you can have your own opinions on whether or not it was right or wrong for dealerships to be triple digit up on their profitability per car and overall. Let's save that for a moment. So you all milked it. You juiced it. Dealerships, you squeezed us as consumers. Anyone who had to or wanted to buy a car during the pandemic, you squeezed us. Be real. And now everything's come full circle. And your revenue is about flat. If you look at the numbers, on average, it's somewhere a little up, somewhere a little down. It's about even. Okay? But in general, that profitability has come way down, that net income. The market is normalized. Okay? And if you look at some of these big businesses that have done a little bit better and maintained their profitability, there's been a cost. And that cost has been cost cutting. And how do you cut costs? Primarily, you got to take it out of headcount, other costs. So the business was upside down. Make no mistake. The industry was upside down. So there's that, dealerships. Not so easy to print money and to drive profitability as it was in 2020, 2021. Number 3 I want to bring up. Dealerships. The elephant in the room. And it's not Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota I'm talking about. I'm talking about Amazon. Let's go back in time. It's so much fun. Let's go back in time. You know where Amazon started? Who's old enough to remember? Amazon started selling books. Barely a blip on the radar. Who could have foretold that they would end up being a massive disruptor and innovator in the retail market? Hell, I just bought, literally before I went live here, I just bought a few items on Amazon. And I'm fixing to buy some more stuff this afternoon. In all seriousness, not for everybody, but for your average person, certainly people I meet, we're all on the Amazon. We're all on the Amazon. We're all about that life. Them packages being dropped in as we speak. I know I'm on a first name basis with at least 3 Amazon drivers. Shout out to Amazon delivery people working hard. Now listen, Amazon and Hyundai announced a big deal. This is a big deal. And when you look at it, you can be able to, before you know it, don't underestimate them, dealerships. Don't underestimate them. They will figure it out. They are super smart, extremely well funded, and they usually don't miss. They're going to get it right. They might bump their heads a couple times. They're going to find a sweet spot for selling cars online, cutting out the dealership, let's be blunt. I think the initial model with Hyundai is going to involve the dealerships playing a significant and material role. So I think Hyundai in North America, don't quote me people, has somewhere around 800 dealerships. So the idea is during the pilot phase, it's going to be Amazon, Hyundai, corporate, their financing arm, and then the dealership network, primarily driving inventory and logistics and delivery. Now, there's a lot to be worked out there, including compliance with the CARS rule. But again, Amazon, world-class technology and innovators on that front. They're going to figure it out. How to comply with FTC CARS, fully transparent solutions. There might be variations by state, by jurisdiction. They're going to figure it out. The logistics, who's better than Amazon at logistics? Who's better? How are they delivering my tea and my new earphones within 48 hours after I click? In some cases, same day, they deliver my granola bars. How they do that? It's magic. In all seriousness, they're really smart. They're world-class business people, logistics experts. They've got an incredible workforce and infrastructure. Don't bet against them, dealerships. Big mistake. Don't pick the fight you can't win. So during pilot phase, I absolutely think the dealership's going to play a meaningful material role, and it'll be good for everybody. The high tide raises all ships. But what's going to happen over time? Just my view. If I were a betting man, Amazon going to figure out a way to cut out the dealerships and go direct manufacturer to consumer. That's you and I, facilitated by Amazon's world-class software platform and their logistics. It's happening. On top of that, how about a marketplace of financial options and financing options? They're going to figure it out. So dealership, you going to be trying to throw your weight around and play hardball. You don't want to comply with disclosures. You don't want to be transparent, and some already are. Shout out to them. I'll say it again, because not every dealership is participating in shady or non-transparent tactics, but many, many are. So not only are you going to fight the regulation that is supporting the consumer, your customers, and doing what's right and ethical, not only are you going to fight that, but then you've got the heavyweight champion of retail, Amazon, oh, by the way, and eBay and others who are coming for you. They're coming for your business model. They're going to take it. When's the last time anybody went to a Blockbuster? Blockbuster Video, Friday night, Saturday night. I raised my kids about that life. We used to go out and give videos, hang out, get a pizza. Nobody does that anymore. Out of business. You got to evolve. And the dealership is hanging on for dear life, the dealership model. I don't think dealerships are going to disappear in 2024, 2025, but I think more and more of us are getting jazzed and turned on and excited about the aspects of taking the best of what Amazon does, embracing all of these disclosures, things I can, on a Friday night or a Thursday afternoon, I can sit on my iPad or on my computer, whatever it may be. I can do my online car shopping, and when I'm ready, if I'm ready, no pressure, I can buy the car, and then I can watch the fulfillment. Oh, financing. Well, I got my credit union. Let me see what Amazon could facilitate. Are you kidding me? I'll never leave the house. I'm kidding. Not for everybody in every situation will that model be ideal, and certainly not for every type of vehicle, but it's coming. It's going to disrupt, and it's going to out-innovate. And if dealerships get caught flat on their feet because they don't want to comply with the FTC cars rule, number one, you don't want to embrace cool software and technology that can address that challenge. You don't want to make a more delightful, easy, accelerated buying experience. You're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose hard. It's going to be hard yards because they're going to outbusiness you. Amazon going to outbusiness the dealerships. Write it down. Take it to the bank. Take it to the casino. Your buddy CJ said it. Amazon is going to outbusiness the dealerships. The big players. So you either embrace it. How about a partnership? Now, flip side. Dealerships thinking about a partnership with Amazon. Be an early adopter. Don't try to fight it. You're going to lose. You a dinosaur. Your business model is based on principles that are going away. I just went to a mall, and it was a ghost town. Day after Christmas. Where is everybody? And my kid and I were joking with each other. They all bought on Amazon, and we laughed. But it's true. Nobody's shopping at malls anymore. Dealerships, learn a lesson from it. I want you to do well. I'm a car guy. I want to visit your lots. I want to get to know all the sales guys and the service guys, and I want to come in. I want to test drive. I want to do all these things. But I'll tell you what, it'll be compelling even to me and to car people, car guys, car girls. We start looking at the ease with Amazon. I'll go test drive the car on your lot, and then I'm a jet. Or if my buddy has the car, I'll test drive his. But I'll buy on Amazon. I'll strongly consider it. Tesla, what's Tesla doing with their model? Others. That's just naming one. I've got something in the works with Tesla right now, personally, as a consumer. And it was pretty smooth. I'll elaborate more on that later. But listen, those are just a couple things I wanted to talk about today, guys. An open letter to the dealerships. Love you. I'm a fan of the automotive industry. I follow it. I'm a part of it. I'm there for it. I'm a huge customer of many dealerships over the years, but I want you all to do well. And I don't want you all to try to hang on to an era that's fast slipping away, like sand, like water on the beach, on the tide. It's just you can't keep the wave on the sand. Embrace it. Go with the tide. How about you jump on board and start innovating? So that's the key message today. Automotive Hot Seat Podcast. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. Please leave me comments if you agree, if you disagree. Let's talk about it. As I said, your buddy CJ will respond to as many of those comments as I can. And looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.